Hey, welcome back. It's Grottu Orloff coming to you from the Grottu Orloff International Building of Trade. You know, several times a week, right up there, the very top floor of this building, floor 7, I'm not pointing the right way, floor 7 of this building, which is the Grottu Orloff International Building of Trade, we broadcast to you by satellite in color on the Grottu Orloff Inspirational Network. And you know, sometimes our show lasts a couple hours, sometimes it goes 6 hours. It's like a little mini telethon, and anyone could drop by as a guest, even you. So I always leave the show open where anyone can drop in and talk. And we don't just talk about comic books, we talk about movies and television and rock and roll, anything that I always say it's all the stuff that your parents threw away and your teachers would confiscate and send you to the principal for having. All of that stuff, Mad Magazine, crack. We're going to be having some great guests on soon. I'm going to be looking for some cool people to interview now that I've figured out this StreamYard live streaming stuff. So if you guys have some ideas of people we can interview, because that would be great. And see, down here, the bottom is where I have the arcade. I've got pinball machines, and I'm going to do a live stream from the pinball room, I think, which is right. The pinball machine room is right about over there. And we're going to do a live stream from there, maybe in a few nights. And but mostly we've been broadcasting from right back over there. Ooh, I'm not pointing the right way. It's floor 7. It's the top floor here in Grottuville, Tennessee. But see, yeah, this building is quite exceptional. This was funded by John F. Kennedy using CIA funds back in 1962, and it was donated to my father back in 1966. And so ever since, this building has become a museum of pop culture and ephemera and trash. And over here, if you ever come visit the Grottu Orloff building, we can have picnics. But yeah, it's quite exceptional building. I suppose it's sort of mid-century design. Really, it's unlike anything. John F. Kennedy had 4 space aliens down in the basement of the White House. Both of them, 2 of them had lost their legs in the Roswell crash, and they were in wheelchairs, and the other 2 were blind. But they designed this building. So this building was designed by space aliens back in the early 60s and funded by your tax dollars. But now this building lives in the hearts of all the Grottu Orloff viewers. We broadcasted last night. I interviewed an old friend, Jim Conrad. That was quite fun. And Bo Rathbone, who is now going by the name Basil Orloff, he dropped by, and even my wife was there for a little bit. And then the night before, we interviewed the acclaimed cartoonist and animator Milton Knight. You ought to go back and watch that. That's quite exceptional. You know, probably one of the coolest things on his resume is his work on Sonic, and I barely even asked him about that. I know that's stuff that a lot of people would want to know about, but honestly, I've never played the Sonic game, or I don't know much about Sonic, although I heard the movie was pretty good. I don't know. There's an airplane up there bringing in our next guest, who is going to be on here in a few days, the CEO of Guandanaland Books, which reprints Golden Age and Silver Age comics that are in public domain. And so he's doing fantastic things for the comic book community and for culture in general. Because if the only people that can read those classic books are people that can afford to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for them, then they'll never be read. And then most of the people that buy those they immediately slabbed them anyway. So it's great that this stuff is being made accessible and available to all of us. Because, you know, the maintenance and upkeep on this old building, that I'm working on a retirement income, so it's kind of hard to keep this building up. Yeah, the other day we discovered we had a bat infestation over here on the other side of the building. I'll show you. It's so we didn't want to kill the bats, because have you ever seen a bat close up? They're actually very cute. So we had to train the bats to be civilized, and so we had to bring in a trainer from Tennessee. Well, we are in Tennessee, but a different part of Tennessee, and they were able to train these bats to act in a more human manner. So last night I was watching Big Brother on CBS with a family of bats. Yeah, they're very, you can educate them. They're very smart creatures. What can I tell you? We can't even afford to water the lawn. See, it's all turning brown. That's why we plant these desert plants here. Actually, even a desert plant dies in the heat of Grottuville, Tennessee. Well, actually, we're in Grottuville, Texas. I'm lying to you. I do that sometimes just so that people don't know the exact location. And because, you know, you don't need to know that information. Anyway, lots of airplanes flying over, surveilling the Grottu Orloff International Building of Trade. So it's a nice building, but you can see the interior on every episode. We broadcast several times a week, sometimes daily.